Hello? Yeah. We made it to 100. YouTube family, what up though? If you didn't know, I'm DJ Swavor, and this is another episode of Ottoman Box Openings. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button right now, and make sure you hit that bell notification button right next to it. Also, if you haven't already, be sure you're giving the kid a follow on all the major social media platforms. On this special 100th episode edition of Ottoman Box Openings, we're going to be taking a look at two super dope kicks. On this episode, we're going to be taking a look at the two Air Max 1 colorways that are a part of the Nike Pompidou pack. But back to this 100th episode stuff, bruh.
Nigga, we made it. Hey. We made it.
I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. When I started this channel, there was no way I thought I was gonna make it to 100 episodes. When I first started this channel, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. There was times I got discouraged, times I wanted to quit, times when I literally wanted to take my camera and toss it across the room out of frustration. I've used the term blood, sweat, and tears in many aspects of my life, but I never would have thought that term would apply to making YouTube videos. But after a year and a half, we're finally here to episode 100. The first thing I want to do is thank each and every person from the bottom of my heart for taking the time out to hit that subscribe button and supporting this Ottoman Box Openings channel. You don't understand how humbled I am that you took the time out to just hit a button and support a nobody like myself. I know this may not be the hugest channel, but I don't give a damn about all that. I'm still gonna pour my heart into this channel and to provide the best reviews for each one of my 3,000 subscribers. Without my subscribers, this channel wouldn't be anything. I've always felt like my subscribers were in this journey along with me. So round of applause for us making it to the 100th episode. Now that we're at 100, it's only right that we shoot for that 200. You feel me? But again, from the bottom of my heart, I thank each and every one of y'all that took the time out to watch these videos and to support this Ottoman Box Opening series. Y'all are the real MVPs. Now that we got those pleasantries out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look at these two dope sneakers. Now, the whole backstory behind this Pompidou pack is kind of interesting if you ask me. In Paris, France, there's a super popular building called the Center Pompidou. The first time I saw this building was on that Air Max Day video that Nike put out a couple of years ago. I remember there was a woman that they featured on this video that was from Paris, France, and she shot the video in front of the Center Pompidou. Apparently, Tinker Hatfield, who of course designed the Air Max 1, was a super huge fan of this building and drew inspiration from that building when he was creating the Air Max 1. I'm gonna go ahead and be honest with y'all. That story sounds so made up if you ask me. I'm not saying it's not true, but I know these sneaker companies kind of blow these backstories out of proportion to make the sneaker seem more cool than it really is. You feel me? I mean, was Tinker Hatfield in Paris sitting outside of this building staring at it while he was drawing the Air Max 1? I kind of find that hard to believe. But whatever, bro. If you like it, I love it. Like I said before, there are two Air Max 1s in this Pompidou pack. The lighter colored Air Max 1 in this pack was given the moniker by day, while the darker colored colorway was given the moniker by night. Since it is daytime, we might as well start out with the by day colorway. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at it right now. And this right here is the by day colorway of the Air Max 1 in the Nike Pompidou pack. The materials used on this sneaker are super plush. The majority of the sneaker is comprised of white tumble leather and gray suede. I don't know if this video can really do this sneaker any justice, but as you can see, this sneaker utilizes that nice tumble leather on the toe box as well as the mud guard going around the sneaker. Another aspect to this sneaker that I love is that red piping going around the mud guard underneath the stitching. I'm gonna go ahead and assume that that red piping has some correlation to the Center Pompidou building. The mid paneling of this sneaker utilizes a nice soft suede material. As you can see, on top of that suede paneling is a blue leather Nike check. And that red air bubble, so clean. On the rear portion of the sneaker, you have the Nike Air branding debossed inside of the gray suede. The inside of the sneaker pretty much mirrors the outside of the sneaker. You have a white midsole with the red air bubble. The majority of the upper is comprised of the white tumble leather, the red piping going around the mud guard, gray suede mid paneling with the blue Nike check inside of the gray suede. The whited out Nike Air Max branding tab on top of the tongue, and the sneaker only came with this pair of white laces, which I think goes with it perfectly. Normally, I don't care about the bottom sole of a sneaker, but the sole on this particular shoe might be the most interesting interesting aspect of the whole sneaker. This sneaker utilizes a translucent sole on the bottom. As you can see through this translucent sole are streaks of the colors that you find as the accent colors on the upper of the sneaker. You also have the letter P inside of that translucent sole, which I'm gonna assume stands for Pompidou. The left sneaker looks exactly the same as this right sneaker, so there's really no point in me pulling it out and repeating the same stuff all over again. And for the most part, that explains this by day Air Max 1 that is part of the Nike Pompidou pack. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm giving this sneaker an easy 7.5. I was completely blown away when I pulled this sneaker out the box and saw how good the materials were. The only reason I didn't give this sneaker a higher rating is because this doesn't look like a fall or winter sneaker. This sneaker definitely should have came out in the spring or summer, you feel me? I guess technically this video is an early look at this sneaker because this sneaker is only released overseas and hasn't released in the USA yet. This sneaker retail for 160 bucks and it's pretty much sold out everywhere that released it overseas. Since it hasn't released in the USA yet, the only place you're gonna be able to get this sneaker right now is on the resale market. For this size 13, I'm seeing the resale market value for this by day colorway at around 250 to 260 bucks. Would I pay that much for an Air Max 1? Hell nah, especially one that hasn't released in the USA yet. I would be patient and just wait to see if these sneakers eventually release over here in the US. I've never been to the Center Pompidou building in Paris, but if it looks as fly as this sneaker, I might need to book me a trip. And this is the by day colorway of the Air Max 1 that is a part of the Nike Pompidou pack. Now the next sneaker we're going to take a look at is the darker colored Air Max 1 in this Nike Pompidou pack. This is the Air Max 1 in this pack that I was looking forward to the most. Something about gray Air Max 1 sends tingles down my spine, bruh. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at this by night colorway. And this is the by night Air Max 1 that is a part of the Nike Pompidou pack. I'm gonna go ahead and say this right here, bruh. Contrary to popular belief, this by night colorway is the best Air Max 1 in this pack, straight up. Something about the contrast between this light gray tumble leather used on the upper and that dark gray suede on the mid paneling, along with that black leather Nike check, sets this sneaker all the way off, bruh. The leather on this by night colorway is super plush as well. I'm also loving that silver piping used on that mudguard. From the looks of it, that silver piping looks like it could be 3M, but don't quote me on that. I'm also loving that silver air unit used inside of that gray midsole. Just like the first sneaker, on the rear portion of this by night colorway, the Nike Air branding is debossed inside of a gray suede material. The inside portion of the sneaker pretty much mirrors the outside portion of the sneaker. A light gray midsole with the silver air unit inside of it, light gray tumble leather utilized on the majority of the upper, dark gray suede for the mid paneling with the black leather Nike check. This sneaker only came with this pair of light gray laces, but if you ask me, that goes perfectly with this sneaker. This sneaker also utilizes a translucent sole on the bottom, just like the by day colorway. The only difference between the by day colorway and the translucent midsole on this by night colorway is that the translucent midsole is a little bit darker on this sneaker. That goes perfectly with the darker colors utilized on the upper of this sneaker. As you can see, this translucent midsole utilizes those same streak colors as well as the P, which stands for Pompidou. The left sneaker looks exactly the same as this right sneaker, so I'm not about to repeat myself all over again. And for the most part, that explains this by night Air Max 1 that is a part of the Nike Pompidou pack. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm giving this sneaker an easy 8. Yes, I'm giving it a higher score than the by day colorway colorway because I think this colorway is the best one out of the pack. This sneaker retails for 160 bucks also, but fortunately this by night colorway did not sell out like the by day colorway did. For some reason, most people only went after the by day colorway and left this beauty sitting on shelves. I'm pretty sure if you go on the websites of these boutiques that are overseas, you'll be able to find this by night colorway everywhere. Even though this sneaker hasn't released over here in the US yet, if you're paying resale for this by night colorway, you're either dumb or lazy. Yeah, bruh, this by night colorway is the best colorway in this pack. And if you disagree with me, I want all the smoke. And this is the by night Air Max 1 that is a part of the Nike Pompidou pack. Two super dope Air Max 1s added to the collection. I'm glad that we were able to look at these beauties on this special edition 100th episode of Ottoman Box Openings. Once again, I want to thank each and every one of y'all that took the time out to hit that subscribe button and tune into this Ottoman Box Openings channel. Without y'all, I know for a fact this channel would have never got to 100 episodes. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up button, hit that like button for me right now, and if you haven't already, definitely subscribe. And when you subscribe, be sure to hit the bell button next to the subscribe button so when I post something on YouTube, you get it first. Once again, I'm DJ Swavor. This was a special edition 100th episode of Ottoman Box Openings, and until 101, peace.